Hello. Welcome back to Underrated Movies. And I'm your guy, I'm your man, Mr. Alton Henry. And today I'm going to talk to you of another film, a severely criminally underrated drama directed by the legendary Martin Scorsese. And today I'm going to talk to you, recommend Silence, starring Adam Driver, Andrew Garfield, and Liam Neeson. It's a story about two Portuguese priests who have been sent to Japan to rescue their fallen master. And Adam Driver and Andrew Garfield are supposed to be playing Portuguese priest. Well, that's a little. I get it. Yeah, I get it. That right there, they should have. I'm just going to call it out right there. Whitewashing. But all in all, I have to admit, this is one of my favorite Martin Scorsese films. I remember this film was being heavily advertised. I've seen the trailer so many times in theaters when it was playing. And the weird thing, when it came out, it was only shown at certain theaters, shown at certain times for like a week, maybe a couple days, and that's it. I guess the film didn't have a strong market for religious movies currently now, but I'm here to tell you this is probably one of the most underrated movies ever. And one of the most underrated Scorsese films, and one of my favorite Scorsese films. And this film is powerful. It's powerful because the film touches on religion heavily. And this is based off of a novel, and I think there was a film originally adapted in the 80s or in the 70s. And then for years, Martin Scorsese has been trying to do his own version of it, which he's finally had the chance to. And this film is an emotional, draining masterpiece, but it's not a fun film at all. This is a very serious film about Christianity spreading into Japan, and the lack of acceptance that the Japanese had for the Christian belief. And really, from my understanding from the film, and I think maybe just culture wise, I don't believe they wanted anything from outside to alter or to abandon their way of living. So when Christianity came aboard, anybody that practiced it, they would torture them until death. And I guess that was a big thing that happened, where Liam Neeson plays one of the priests that he's been in Japan for a while, but it turns out that the Japanese have already captured him, already tortured his followers to basically till death, and then you see the horror and the sadness that you see him, and it's really the first image of the film. The movie starts. Then it transitions him to Andrew Garfield and Adam Driver getting the message from Liam Neeson of what he's been going through, and believe that Japan is unable to be converted to Christianity. So they meet a lot of people. They meet anybody that has seen the horrors that taken place in the um in the uh, what's happening. And really, Andrew Garfield had two movies came out that year, 2016. This and Hacksaw Ridge, and I think I prefer this over Hacksaw Ridge because I think here he really gives a heartbreaking and devastating performance here. And I think he goes all out, all out with this. And Adam Driver is good in here. But Liam Neeson, when he is in the film, he steals every scene he's in. And I like the journey. He's not in it a lot. He's in it at the beginning, and then once they make their journey to meet him, you see that he's completely converted out of Christianity. The dude is broken, and he's been brainwashed into believing um into the Japanese culture's ways, and he tries to get Andrew Garfield to do the same. It's kind of like that storytelling with Blade Runner, where you don't see, to those who have seen Blade Runner 2049, it's like you don't see one of the essential characters until the third act of the film. This is kind of it with Liam Neeson's character. And I love this scene where they have this um, exchange of faith and trying to understand one another after how much time has passed. And that scene lasts for like 6 to 10 minutes, and it's a very intense conversation that they have, more like a discussion of Japanese culture and their gods and their belief, and then Christianity's belief, and then you see Andrew Garfield just upset with him, with it, that the journey that they've taken was pretty much a waste, and then it becomes more of him trying to denounce the faith, which this movie is really tense. It gets tough to watch because there's so much depravity in the film. There's not a happy moment at all. This is old school drama like cinema that Martin Scorsese has fished out, and this is not a feel good movie at all. This is a powerful film. This is a powerful film. It also tests the themes of faith and how much um, pain and suffering and torture you can go through to retain your faith. It really goes out there. Really does. The cinematography is great. And this is really strange from a Martin Scorsese film that I've noticed. When I was watching the film, there's a lack of those unusual camera pannings that he does. He only does it maybe a few times, but this is the least film that he's really actually done it. And I'm actually kind of surprised. This is more of a, I feel like this is much more of an intimate film for him. And again, he's been wanting to make this film for a while. This film feels very craft well crafted. It's beautifully crafted, and really, it's a very well made, important film. I say it's a very important film. Um, the movie does clock in 2.5 hours, and I was game for it. Um, I was game for it. I don't really have any issues with this movie at all. Um, but again, this movie is challenging. It's a challenge. It is a challenging film. It's one of those films where I guess what people would call it for cinephiles, those movies you can only watch once. This movie is an important film, and I believe it should be cherished and recognized and seen multiple times. It needs to get the attention it deserves. The movie just went under people's radars. Like, I was highly anticipated for the movie. When I saw it, I'm like, this is one of my top 10. Hella underrated movie. Hella. Masterpiece. Silence, if you have seen it, let me know in the comment section below what you thought about it, and let me know what is your favorite underrated movie.